Hi children, let us study about the early civilizations. Aryans came to India from the area surrounding the Ural Mountains. Ural Mountains are between Europe and Asia. They separate the European part from the Asian part. So the tribes which were living in those parts of the Ural Mountains, they had got categorized into different groups. Certain groups, they moved towards Central Asia. Imagine the map. After you go home, you can open out the map and check. From Ural Mountains, they were all nomads then. They never used to settle down in one place. For various reasons, such as natural disasters, earthquakes, or maybe search for food, they used to move from one place to the other. So from the Ural Mountains area, they were Indo-European tribes. They started moving towards Central Asia. From Central Asia, they came down. They came down to Iran, the present Iran. From Iran, they started moving towards Afghanistan. Always on the move. Who are nomads? Nomads are people who are always on the move. They keep moving. From Afghanistan, they entered India through the Bolan Valley. Bolan Valley. They came to the Indus Plains. They came to the Indus Plains. Here is a river. The soil is fertile. The place is perfectly fine. Said the thought, food availability was there. They started settling down there. They were called Indus people now. Indus people. Those who settled on the plains of river Indus. See the beauty. They were called Indus. The civilization what we get next is the Indus civilization. So they all came from the Ural Mountains area, surroundings of Ural Mountains. Remember, from there to Central Asia to Iran, Iran to Afghanistan, through the Bolan Pass to the Indus Valley. Ancient Civilizations of India, Part 1. This is Chapter 3 in your state textbook. Humans began settling down. Early people who were nomads, all early people were nomads. This was a new idea. Settling down was a new idea for them. Began settling down. They began living in caves and shallow pits. They did not know how to build houses in the beginning. So what did they do? They wanted some ready-made shelters. So caves, natural caves, they got them cleared. They stayed because it can give them a shelter free from cold. They can keep away from wild animals. So they started settling down in caves and also shallow pits. They start digging the ground. Maybe some thought, as caves are there in nature, why should we may not make our own caves? Dig, dig, dig. Where the soil is strong, dig, make a room inside the earth, and that's a nice place to live now. The soil has to be sturdy. They made small caves, they started living inside. Humans, so steps, they make steps to go inside, and that's a nice place to live. Humans began cultivating food crops. I told, the soil is fertile. Why should I go in search of food now? I can throw some seeds here and make those food crops grow which I need for my sustenance. So they began cultivating food crops. How do we know? See, I told you, it's not storytelling. History is not storytelling. To tell each and every sentence in history, you need a source. You need a support. Archaeologists provide it. Based on that, we build up history. Without source, we cannot connect the events and build up a story. So we find earthen pots. In such places we get them even today. After 4,500, 600 years, even today we get earthen pots. Fossils of animals. He had domesticated animals. He kept cows, buffaloes, oxen, camels, sheep, goats. Now animals that lived with him, when they died, they were either buried there in the close proximity, or maybe due to floods, all of them might have died at a time and they got buried. Or the mound of soil may suddenly come down for some reason, maybe heavy rain or something, and they might have got buried. So fossils help us, earthen pots which they were using, they help us, and also graves in such places. When somebody dies, some elderly person dies, or a child dies, or a woman in the family dies, what do? They had developed civilization now. They did not leave the body as such. They did not drag the body and throw out. They dug a pit, placed the body in that, and got it buried. So civilization has started. Use of earthen pots, use of a site for their stay, trying to grow food crops, burying the dead. All these tell us that they too had some principle to follow. See, what a big change. Man who was just moving as a nomad, he has started settling down. It is a big impact on society. The day he started settling down, lot of new changes start taking place. So the beginning of the modern civilization lies in nomads settling down. I would see it from that angle. In Burzom, in Kashmir, it's an archaeological site. Archaeologists have excavated a cellar. What is a cellar? A cave or a room inside earth. They have found a cave inside earth, a cellar, where early humans lived. How do they know? From all the leftover items there. They have connected, they have linked everything, they have built up. Another place, see, this is an example. Burzom is an example for a cellar inside earth. In Mehergaon, Mehergar, near Bolan Pass, where they enter India, they have excavated the first village with houses. Not one house, a number of houses. So, number of families lived there. They lived in close proximity. They built up the first society. They felt in living together, we do benefit a lot. We get benefited a lot. Let's live together as a group, as a society, a tribal group. So that's the story of Mehergar. Next. Here we have a drawing. See, this is the way they came in from Afghanistan into India. As they came to India, entered in, they found the Indus River here. These are the tributaries of Indus River. They all join and they flow into the Arabian Sea. They empty their water into the Arabian Sea. Here, on the banks of or the plains of river Indus and its tributaries, you have a number of places today where unearthing has been done, excavations have been taken up, and we have been able to give meaning to whatever beliefs we had, either they stand or they fall. So history becomes strong. You have reasons to believe. You have witnesses. You have proofs. You have a solid foundation to build history. So these are the places, you see a number of places here. These are all the places where they have been able to excavate and give meaning to history. There is a question of 4,600 years ago. We are unearthing that history. Some of the places are Harappa civilization here. Just below Kalibangan, a major archaeological site. Mohenjo-daro. This civilization, what we are going to discuss now, human settlements, they belong to the Harappa Mohenjo-daro period. Mohenjo-daro here. Then you have Lothal here. You have Dholavira here. Now these are all places where we have done excavations, and they are all on river banks. There should not be any scarcity of water. You should be able to get enough water, because there is a primary need of man. If there is no water, man cannot think of settling down at all. So this is the Indus River. On the plains of Indus River here, different tribes that entered India, they settled down. We move to the next part now. Early cities, significance. Now wherever they gathered, don't think they are the present day cities. You have to think in terms of the past. The limitations, what they had. It's all human society evolving. Human society evolving. Man is evolving. He is coming a long way to improve his ability to survive. Many cities have been found that belong to the Harappan civilization. These are more than 4,600 years. More than 4,600 years. That means 2,600 years BC, BCE, before Christian era. So 4,600 years means now it is 2,000 years, 2020. So from the day Christ was born, you have to go back. Altogether, add that part and the present part, AD and BC, you get 4,600 years. So before Christ, you have to go about 2,600 years backwards. Cities had a citadel and the lower town. Here 4,600 years. Years is missing. Cities had a citadel. Citadel, you can compare with the present fort. Fort, citadel and the lower town. Every city had two parts. One is the fort part. Citadel part. It was at a higher elevation. People who were rich. The Raja, he used to dwell there with the key persons who assisted him in maintaining the city or the empire. They all stayed in the citadel. You can call it fort. And lower part, commoners lived here. Commoners. Every part had a strong wall made of burnt bricks. If it is a fort area, it is built. They build a wall out of burnt bricks. You know what are burnt bricks today? Even today, such burnt bricks we use for our constructions. You make molds of soil, then you dry it. How do you dry? In fire. You burn them. You build up a pyramid-like structure with all the bricks and then put fire from beneath. There's a process, not as simple as I say, and all the bricks get burnt. As they get burnt, they become very strong. Today too, huge buildings are built with the help of burnt bricks. You make clay pots. After you make a clay pot, that won't be strong when you make it. You have to burn it. Burn it in fire. When you burn it, it becomes brittle. It becomes strong. You can use it. It won't break easily. There were noteworthy buildings. From whatever leftover things we have been able to collect, we have made out that they were noteworthy buildings. Buildings to be noted. Huge buildings. Good constructions. Mohenjo-daro, one of the cities, if we saw on the map, had a water tank. See, at an elevated place, they had built a water tank. From there, they had connections for the water to flow down. They open the gate and water flows down through the canal. We see the evolution of man here. It had steps and rooms all around. That place where the water tank was, it had rooms all around. They had built rooms because water happened to be a great wealth from their point of view. If there is water, I can survive. They knew it very well. Other cities, Kalibangan, Lothal, Harappa, had systematic granaries, water granaries, storehouses for grains. You go grow grains. The grain will have to last for another 1 year. You should be able to keep. If you do not have a proper granary, storing arrangement, the grains that you have grown, they get wasted. You will not be able to keep them for a long time. You need a granary. Granary is a storehouse for grains. They had granaries. What does it show? So they had already started thinking of preserving food items. What a beauty. Next, town planning towns. They had started thinking about building a town. A town won't be there just because different tribes, families, they come and just stay together. It can't be called a town. Town will have many necessities. If you don't have them, it can't be called a town. Man, by virtue of staying together, he should be able to derive lot of benefits. The lower town was the place of habitation of the people. Lower town was designed in such a way that commoners can live there. Towns were methodically constructed. You plan it out, you draw, you make an idea, and you decide where should the tank go, where should be the granary, how should be the roads. All these you think. Well laid out houses, well laid out. When they started building houses now. From caves he has started shifting to houses. With burnt bricks he used to build. With 1 or 2 stories. Not a simple house, storied houses. What a big advance. An ordinary house is something, if you want to build a story over that, he knew that the house has to be very strong. Storied houses. See, I tell you, Harappa and Mohenjo-daro civilization, what we find on the Indus Valley Basin is something astonishing to the entire world. Europe was in a very old age. America, they had not seen anything that you can point out as civilization. But India, 4,600 years ago, we were bestowed with all these ideas. So our forefathers were brainy, they were creative, they were evolving. These are the words I use. They were evolving. What do you mean by evolving? They undergo change for the better. That is evolving. If a boy is dull in 9th standard, over months he improves. You say, he is evolving, give him some more time. He is scoring much better than the first and second test now. He spends quite an amount of time in writing notes, learning facts, preparing for exam. This is what you call as evolving. You change for the better. Towns had roads and drains. Roads, when hundreds of people live in a place, you need roads. Proper roads should be laid down. Drains. The waste water collected has to go out. It cannot just get stagnated all around. It spoils the beauty. It will carry diseases. So it has to be taken away from the town to a place quite distant. So drains. The houses had strong walls. Strong walls. There were rooms all around the courtyard inside. In the fort area, courtyard was there. Around the courtyard, houses. So the wealthy, the rich, they used to build big houses with a courtyard inside and rooms all around. Even today, many people in villages build such houses. There will be a courtyard inside. And all around, you have the veranda and the rooms. And there will be one gate to enter in. We just get amazed with such constructions. The main door faced the street. They knew main door has to face the street. None of the windows opened onto the streets. So they never used to keep windows in such a way that people going on the road should see what is going on inside the house. So no windows on the roadside. See to what extent archaeologists go in detail. You see, there were bathrooms inside the houses. They had separate bathrooms, privacy for taking baths. Some houses had wells inside the house. There used to be a well. They used to draw water from that well. The cities had underground sewage system. This should be there. The cities had underground sewage system for the sewage water to flow. Now we always say we have open drainage systems in most of our towns and cities. Open drainage. But now we are slowly switching over to closed drainage system. Each house was linked to the main drain. Each house was linked to the main drain. And ultimately, the drain will empty the sewage water outside to a far off place. Okay, next. Town life. How was the life? Precious, say earthen pots of those days. Earthen pots. Precious stones, beads, seals. Seals are molds with which you can make imprints. On cloth or something you can make imprints. They are seals. You make it out of clay. Engravings will be there. Script would be there. So with the seal, they used to print. Wherever you want, you can create that art. Seals and metals have been found while excavating. When the excavation is done, excavation is a long process. You have to clean each and every item then and there, and on a graph paper you have to mark the place from where you have excavated. No part should get broken. With the toothbrush and small brushes they clean then and there. Excavation takes months together, years together. It's a very long process. Without harming the items which are there, without disturbing them, you should be able to clean and get them as an entire piece. Scripts on the seals reveal that there were literate people too. See, on the seals, scripts were there. So man has started learning the written word, writing. he has started building up script. It's all a slow process. It took years. So what do seals say? There were people who can understand the scripts. People had depended on agriculture and trade. On agriculture and trade. They had leveled the land and they had started growing food there. That's what you call as agriculture and trade. Whatever you produce in excess, whatever is more than your requirement, you would sell it to others. It was barter system. What you have in excess, you give it to somebody, and whatever he has in excess, you take it. So trade started. Trade and commerce had their beginning here. Wheat, what did they grow? Wheat, barley, pulses and mustard were the main crops. They were growing them. They knew cotton weaving. Growing cotton, they knew how to grow cotton now. And from cotton they made fabric, clothes by weaving. So that's another big major change. They knew cotton weaving. They practiced irrigation, making canals and getting their fields irrigated by the water in the tanks, making a proper use of water for betterment. That's what you call as irrigation. You make the water flow from one point to the other. They had domesticated. What did they domesticate? What is domestication? Wild animals, you catch hold of them, feed them, take care of them and make them get cool tempered. They learn to live with you. Some animals might have come on their own and followed the footsteps of man, like dog. Dog came on its own. No one domesticated it. And man started partaking in his food. Whatever leftover is there, he used to throw. The dog stayed with him. And in the caves, to overcome the cold nights, they used to sleep with 5 or 6 dogs. They did not have sweaters and shawls what we had. So what did they do? Have 5 or 6 dogs sleep with you. You all embrace each other and sleep. And the weather inside the cave will be pretty warm. Pretty warm. How? They are all individuals which will be breathing. They breathe out hot air. The normal temperature of a dog is higher than the normal temperature of man. So when you embrace a dog, embrace your pet dog and just see, you feel quite hot. You say, oh, this dog is very hot. You can't embrace it for a very long time unless it's a cold day. So, what are the animals? Bull, cow, buffalo, sheep, goat, dog and hen. Some of these gave milk, some of these gave meat. His food got guaranteed. Oxen were used to carry heavy loads, to transport loads from place to place. They started using oxen. Heavy loads. They had business with other parts of India. See, they started business with the Deccan part of India. They started moving from place to place. They had business with Afghanistan. They had business with Iran. They went as far as Turkey for their business. 4,600 years ago, children, we cannot dream of a modern world then. Modern facilities. Even if they have to move, they have to make the roads. Next, the decline of the towns. How did they decline? This Harappan civilization or Harappa Mohenjo-daro civilization or the Indus civilization, these are the different names by which we call Indus, because on the plains of Indus. Civilization on the plains of Indus. Harappa was a key city. Mohenjo-daro, that was a key city. So we name this civilization by the names of those cities which existed then. Decline. What is decline? Fall. Where did the civilization go then? How did it disappear? What problems did they encounter? One, the towns began declining 4,000 years ago. So let's say about 600 years, quite a pretty long period. And they contributed to the civilization of the world. Lot of new things they invented, they discovered. The very idea of town, it began with the Indus Valley civilization. Growing food, agriculture, building canals, building drains, building roads. Quite an amount of stuff they presented to the world, they gifted to this world. They dried rivers. Maybe one reason, because of changes in nature, 1 or 2 years, the rivers might have totally dried. There was no water. Possible. We do not know exactly. What's the other reason? They changed course. Rivers might have changed their course. The third point is floods. There might have been such disastrous floods that people died in thousands. Most of the cities might have got wiped out in the floods. These happen once in 500 years, 1000 years. It goes beyond all human calculations and there will be total devastation. Such a devastation due to flood might have taken place and the entire civilization might have got wiped out. You know these words, all these you should learn. Wiped out. They were not there to exist there afterwards. Maybe for some who had left for other places, all the rest of the things might have perished. Okay. Historians have cited, they give another reason, the destruction of forests as the cause. Because of drought, the forests there might have got destroyed. When forests got destroyed, the floods might have really been a source of total destruction. Inundation by floods. Inundation. Flood water just enters the city and people get killed. Could also be the reason. The Lothal town of Gujarat survived for some more years. Lothal town did not disappear with Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. It persisted for some more years. Maybe the floods might have only inundated the banks of Indus. Those cities which were outside of that place, they might have existed for some more years. Next.